Well, hello. Today I decided to make a short video in order to show you something which I find quite interesting. If you're missing MSN Messenger and you would like to try it again in 2026, turns out there is actually a way. This is generally one of the most interesting projects I've seen so far. Honestly, I'm really glad to see there are people out there trying to bring back older software in a very, let's be honest, real usable way, since this client can actually be used to chat with other people online, just as it was intended when it was still supported by Microsoft back in 2009. But anyways, as you can see, right now we are in Windows 7, which is objectively the last good operating system released by Microsoft, with Aeroglass enabled and all the good stuff. Now we're going to grab the client. First we have to open a browser, in my case Supermium, which I recommend for Windows 7. It's basically the latest version of Chrome ported for legacy systems and still supports Manifest v2. We simply go on Google and search for MSN Escargot, that's the name of the project. We click on the first result, and on their main page, if we scroll down, we can see all the supported and unsupported versions, so you can get a general idea about what's gonna work for you. Then we have to scroll up on top of the website to the Downloads tab, and here we can see the list of the clients, and apparently they are recommending a pre-patch version of Messenger 2009. We're going to download that version. We select the server and press the big green download button. But if you want an older version that works better with, I don't know, Windows XP for example, you'll have here the list with all the available clients, and as you can see, some of them are patched and some of them are unpatched, so I suggest just getting the patched version. Once we download that, it's gonna be a zip file. We just drag it anywhere on the desktop. I have to mention that you have to register on the website. You need an account in order to use MSN, so you'll have to go to the registration page right here. But it's nothing to worry about. They just need an email address and that's it. It's nothing intrusive. Now I already have an account, but for the sake of the video I'm going to make a second account. Now, once we made an account, we just extract the files anywhere on the desktop. There are two files. One is the MSN installer and the other one is the server patch. So we just go to the installation wizard and it should take just a few seconds. I'm not sure if the installer itself is the original file from Microsoft or they modified it. In the description on their website they're claiming that it's already patched, so I don't know why do I have to patch it again. But it is what it is, we are not complaining. After installing MSN, we just have to make sure it's closed and then just run the patch. Right here we select patch all, and we're gonna get a message saying that the patch was successful. Now we can dismiss that message and run MSN, and in theory it should allow us to log in with our account. Let me search for it. Oh, it's actually Windows Live Messenger. We can also create a shortcut on the desktop, and we can delete the installer. I don't need it anymore. Now finally the moment of truth. Let's see if it allows us to log in. I'm gonna use the account I just made, which is Win32sys from System, I guess. I'm gonna add my totally secure password and check the remind me box and log me in automatically, and let's see what happens. And looks like we're in finally, and you all have to agree that Fruity Guerrero interface is really beautiful. I'll never understand why they decided to switch to that ugly Globo Homo flat design, but I digress. Here we can change our profile picture. Looks like we have quite a few default options, but I guess we'll have to find a proper profile picture for our Windows 7 OS. So I decided to go for the Windows 7 commercial mascot from Japan, and I also added my main account, which is currently logged in on my Windows Vista PC in order to do some testing. Now I'm going to message myself from the Vista PC. And as you can see, the program is functioning exactly as it used to, so I'm guessing if you're nostalgic for the good old days when chatting online with your friends was still simple and easy, not requiring you any kind of stupid two-factor authentication or phone numbers or ID checks, then I suppose going back to MSN is a great idea. Also, from my understanding, nothing you're typing here is getting stored server side. It's all locally saved, so that's another advantage. You can also change the theme. You have a good selections of skins, unlike now when you have to pay a subscription in order to change even the colors of your chatting app, aka Discord. But in my case right now, I'm going to leave it on the default skin. Not gonna lie, we have to appreciate a little how many good things we used to have 10-15 years ago. We could just log into a super customizable chatting app with just an email without any dystopian surveillance crap we are dealing with now. It's actually crazy if you think about it. Now, in terms of finding people to talk with, well, if you already have some friends, you can just, ask them to try MSN. If you want to talk with random people, then it's gonna be a bit more complicated. I mean, until like a few months ago, this client used to have a huge Discord community where people were adding each other on MSN. I myself made some good friends there. Unfortunately, as it's often the case with these kinds of projects, the owner of the server was involved into some kind of drama apparently, and of course he freaked out and shut down the server, which in my opinion is completely idiotic. I mean, at least allow the community interested in this project to have, some kind of server where they can add each other. This reminds me of the guy who maintained the old Google website on Neon Cities. It was basically the perfectly bloated classic version of Google with no ads or AI. But then he shut down the website because some kind of personal vendetta he had, which again is completely retarded. Especially since you're not even paying for hosting on Neon Cities. He could just let the website running and move on with his sad life. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. He just shut down the website. But I digress again, and digressing from the main topic is never a good idea, so yeah. Anyways, you can still find people to chat with by using the forum page on their website. Of course, it's gonna be way harder than Discord, but sometimes people would pause there. Looks like they also have a Russian and a Spanish section, but I guess your best bet is trying the general discussion page. Alternatively, you can also find people on Messenger Geek. Looks like some users were also quite upset that the Discord server was shut down. Now, this forum seems a bit more active. So maybe we'll have some luck, but anyways, let's hope someone else will make a new Discord server for the MSN community in the near future, and hopefully someone from outside the project so they can't just freak out again and delete the server. So yeah, this is MSN Messenger in 2026. I mean, it's really amazing that we can still use this after so many years, and it's really refreshing to see, a clean arrow interface with zero bloat and zero spyware. And, to be honest, I rather use this on a daily basis, rather than any, let's say, modern app. Now, if you want to improve your experience even further with this client, you can just go to their website and download the MSN Plus package. We can find it here in extras. Just make sure you download the right package for your version of the client. After installing the Plus package, we will see a new button on top of MSN, and this will allow us further customizations, skins and sounds. So yeah, if you're nostalgic for the good old Windows Live Messenger, I suggest trying this client. And who knows, maybe in the future more people are going to use this, and maybe we will end up having a fixed classic Skype client as well. And I don't think that's wishful thinking. I think we're slowly getting there as more people are starting to reject the invasive practices of, the so-called modern platforms. But anyways, thank you very much for watching and have fun.